Good day, my friends. Let's talk about this very interesting phenomenon that occurs when you feed horses hay and is essential in the cold weather and winter months. Look how Flora's eyes are so sweet. Not only does hay pacify horses, but it also keeps them warm. Let me explain that. Let's get into it a little bit. So I just came out here and gave them their first flake of the day. So as you can see, all 6 of them have a flake. 6 horses, 6 flakes. They might move around a little bit. That's fine. That's just re-establishing herd hierarchy, dominance, all that sort of thing. But they're really quiet today. Look at the pretty foliage. Woo. Anywho, we live in Northeast Georgia. So the past couple of nights it has been below freezing, which isn't super common here, but it's going to be cold again tonight. I wanted to talk to you about hay. This is just ryegrass hay. It's grown locally by a local hay farmer. He also raises Black Angus cattle. But we also feed alfalfa hay to some of the horses. Flora gets alfalfa, Jax gets alfalfa. But what I really want to get into today is how the hay works to warm horses up in the winter time. So horses have a very long, big, intricate digestive system. So inside this horse's body, they have the stomach that holds about 3 scoops of feed. If you've ever seen a feed scoop, that is the maximum capacity. Everybody thinks horses can eat so much. They do eat a lot. They're supposed to forage or eat forage constantly. Forage means grass or hay. Fiber is what they need. But what happens here is the food that goes into a horse's stomach will make it all the way to the hind gut within 3 hours. That's extremely fast considering the size and length of a horse's digestive tract. So you've got the stomach that holds 3 scoops of feed, and then you have the small intestines. The small intestines are 70 to 100 feet long, and then you have the large colon and the cecum and the colon, or the large intestine, cecum, colon. So the colon holds up to 12, it's about 12 feet long and 4 inches in diameter, and of course all of that stretches and expands. The cecum can hold up to 12 gallons. And that is a massive digestive system. And of course with horses, if you don't already know this fun fact, horses do not throw up. They cannot throw up. So whatever they ingest has to go out the back end, and that's partly why horses have issues with colic. So hay, when it starts making its way back to the hindgut, the process of fermentation creates heat. It's like a little furnace in there. So if your horses are cold, whether they've been, out in snowy weather, we rarely get snow here, but I'm actually from New England. It is really cold there for months on end. Some of you are out there in the Dakotas, and some of you live in Canada. The UK is pretty cold at this time of the year. Hay is going to warm up your horses. So if your horses are cold, whether it be from this type of weather, snowy weather, freezing rain, give them some hay. And it will very, very quickly warm your horse's body up from the inside out through the process of fermentation. And that's it. If you guys have any questions or comments about how that works, it's really a fast process. I did do a video several months ago, it was probably last fall, about it was freezing rain and it was there were tornado warnings. And I took a lot of flack for that video because my horses were shivering because they were cold. And I was trying to teach people what a cold horse actually looks like. And horses do not commonly shiver, but if they get to the point of shivering, of course shivering is a method that our bodies use too to warm up our bodies. It's a method that their body will use to warm themselves up too. But I was trying to teach people that hay is an excellent way to warm up horses. Not everybody has a stall, not everybody has a barn, not all horses can go into any type of a shelter. Some horses just live out in pastures. We're lucky and blessed enough that we have a nice little barn with 6 stalls, and we have an extra stall. I have 6 horses. So everybody has their own stall, and I have, I've got run-in sheds in some of my pastures. I've got tree lines everywhere, and that definitely breaks the wind and all that sort of thing. But the process of fermentation through eating hay is an excellent way to warm up a horse. Easy peasy. I also, while we're talking about hay, I'm not a big fan of round bales, and I'm going to tell you why. Because round bales, horses can constantly eat. The bossier horses are the ones that are going to get most of the hay. They're going to stress out because they're always, chasing each other around a little bit. Who's going to get the hay? I want this part of the hay. I'm going first. You can't have any sort of thing. So there's a lot of stress involved. Also, I feel like they destroy the ground and the pasture where the round bales are. And when hay gets wet, it will mildew. And that is not at all good for horses. It is an easier, less expensive way to feed horses if your horses are just out in pastures. I personally am just not a fan, and those are my reasons for it. You do you, I'll do me. And with that, we're going to just close with Mrs. Father and Daughter, APHA registered Fleur and Boone, sparkling blue eyes, spinning at her father. He's leaving, and rhinestone sparkle. If you guys have any questions or comments, you know what to do. You know I love your questions. You know I love your comments. You know I love to hear from you. And as always, I hope you all have a wonderful day.